saw from Jorge Final. So when we go to the convention, it's kind of like a pre-convention, like a convention preview. When we go to the convention, the team wearing the orange jerseys, the team from Miami, Florida, the new $6 million earner, the highest earner in Primerica right now, the biggest organization, biggest production, most licenses. This is all one team. They're going to clean sweep the entire everything, right? So I watched a presentation from and this is the Naranjo organization, Willie Naranjo. And they actually, I don't know if you saw, Shaq, they have their own Instagram now, which is Naranjo organization. Everyone is sharing that that page or whatever. And so I would probably watch that, especially if you're Hispanic, because they're saying it all in Spanish, and it's very professional, very sharp. So Willie last month made almost $700,000, and then his bonus this month was $372,000. So that means that in a 40-day period, he made $1 million.
Oh my gosh.
Okay? This is like silly money. And I wanted, he promoted, when did Final go RVP? Can't be that long, right?
No, 2 or 3 years.
2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
So you,
COVID, probably 5.
Really? Has it been 5? Okay. So he went RVP 5 years ago. I think maybe it was 3 years ago. It hasn't been that long. And he's been running 100 by 100 Baseshop plus since the day he came out. He gave up a humongous exchange and then built his way back up. And last month, Final made $112,000, which is obviously a lot of money. And this is one of Willie's people, right? If you look at Miguel made almost $300,000. He's crossed over 3 million. Diana made $160,000, which is, you guys know, the nurse came in, just amazing, unbelievable. So I was watching a presentation he did with our CEO, and I was looking at the slides, and it really impacted me, and I want to show you what the expectation and the standard is, and what's in the mind of people that are making money like this, okay? So number one, he said, always follow the business example of Willie and Lorena. So Willie and Lorena did something really big, and so it's inspiring the people under them to follow that example. And that's kind of what we talk about why you should do things big, because if people just do half of what you do, you want them to be mega successful. That's why it's important you do big. If you do small, the people, because everyone is going to do less than you, theoretically, right? Assumptively. So if people do less than you and you're doing small, then they're not even going to survive. So you have to do something so big where if people just do half, they're going to be really successful. He said, so for us, that is 100 by 100,000 monthly. That is what our goal is for everyone in our world. And then maybe like a couple more rooms. Then he had the whole floor. Then he had 2 floors, and now I hear he has the whole building.
Yeah.
And then the top building, the top floor of the building is where he is, and you can only go into that top floor if you do 100 by 100. Doesn't matter who you are, you have to do 100 by 100. So this is the standard that they have. The goal is to get to 1,000 licenses through First. So through First. So this is a base shop, right? This is your office. And then the RVPs you have that are first generation to you. So through First means this layer here. So if they have RVPs, that doesn't count. Through First, they want 1,000 licenses that you have to have. This was big time for me. He said that, Willie says that as an RVP, you have to have 20 regionals in your base shop. Right now, I have 3. Think about that. Like, that's laughable to them. 20 regionals, not districts, right? So it's just really big, and that's why when Shaq and I, one thing he tells me about going RVP, he said really the requirement should be that they leave 1 regional, because it shows that you have the ability to create a regional. You are going to be promoting RVPs because you have promoted at least someone a regional, and a regional, the assumption is they should be theoretically close to becoming an RVP. And this is like, if you want to be big like these guys, they want 20 of them. All right, let's go next. Follow the system. So they have a system. Not everyone's not doing a million different things that they heard on an audio and then tomorrow they just start implementing it. That would never happen in an organization like this. You always have to consult your leadership and follow the system. In recruiting, in licensing, the fast start bonus, they're very big on that. And then they give people an iPad. So some people say, should we be promoting people if they get a big bonus? Well, what they do is they give people an iPad. Okay, so it's a financial investment, but if the person got a big bonus like all their people do, what's another few $100 that you're going to buy someone an iPad? So, focus with intention. Be present at the office every single day. Start your day with a plan. So I hear that Willie and these guys, all the top people, they get to the office before 8 in the morning. Start your day with a plan. Focus daily on the income, hours, and the team cash. So he said that for people who are actually making money, what time do we check our cash flow, Sheila? When do you check your cash flow? After 10 p.m., right? So if you're not making money, you would never know that. I've heard people say, yeah, I got paid. How do you know? It hit my bank account. You're 2 days late. You could have known that on POL 2 nights before at 10 p.m. if you go to Daily Blast and hit cash. They said this is like, Shaq, a routine for them. That everyone gets on at 10 o'clock, they see how much money they made, they all talk about it, and then they look at their team, and then if someone didn't make money, they call that person and say, why didn't you make money tonight? Because Primerica pays 5 nights a week. So they look at their income, the team's income, total team cash, massive recruiting. These are the biggest producers in the company, but they're recruit first. His last 12-month average, okay, so I undersold it, is 233 recruits a month and 190,000 premium monthly. This is one of Willie's guys. Obviously, they're the best licensing in the company. So if you look at me, I have about 200 licenses. Willie gets that every month through his organization. He's building a Samir every month. Think about that. Get new licenses, increase, more distribution, more money. So always remember, there's multiple ways to make money in Primerica. You can just sell. You can build a life insurance business. You can just do investments. Shaq and I, we always looked at ourselves as, what would you call it? Like a hybrid. We do everything. We want to recruit big. We want to license big. We love premium. We love securities. We want to make money. We build people that know how to make money. So these guys they're the absolute best at that. All right. He says, focus on the resources from the company. If people actually ran a business, they would know how crazy it is that you can run a business and some other, from thin air, some other entity is giving your people money. Think about that. I just took someone in the field. His parents do a sale with me. I get paid for my effort, right? And on top of paying me already, the company is going to give him a bonus for that. That doesn't happen in a normal business. They're huge on this. They're not looking for 1 by 1, 2 by 2. They want people to do 10 by 10. Look at this. Focus on having new independent leaders. They promote 22 district leaders a month. That is a year for me. How do people go district leader? I promise they're not giving them away and cheating like half the people are, right? You have to do a minimum. This is our standard. This is probably higher. 3 by 2,500 plus a licensed agent under you. Can you imagine that happening 22 times a month, different people? I'm talking to myself here, not you guys. Like I'm small compared to all of this. Master in the fundamentals, all the Hector Lamarck system. They obviously subscribe to that. We subscribe to that. And have a big base mindset. Big Baseshop, 100 by 100, minimum 50 by 50. Strong RLs, and he said we were challenged to have 20 regionals. We have 20 regionals. So I think this next one they show their. Okay, so he talks about very important base and first generation, big income coming from there, right? So they focus on getting big here, promoting people out. Everyone's doing big numbers here. Base and first, that's where the biggest compensation is, right? So if I promote Josh and then Josh promotes Xander, that's second generation to me. That's not where my comp is. My comp is base through first. I still get paid, but that's not where the big comp is. It's not a few doing a lot, it's more people doing a little. This is the distribution system. You don't want to get a lot from a little, you want to get a little from a lot. So you want to have a lot of people doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales a month versus 2 people that each do 30. That's an unstable business. And he said, and Willie tells us our own personal production is critical. You look, you have people making, and again, this is stuff that I need to look at. You have people making $50,000, $60,000 a month, and they're not hanging out on the beach. They actually live in Miami, in a nice place. We have nothing like that around here. We're in Northern Virginia. We have a bunch of buildings. We have nothing. They live in an area where people dream to go and spend a weekend in. They live there. They're in the office, and they're working, and they're writing a ton of sales while they're making money. And they're going to have a dream life in a few years, but right now, they're locked in. So he said his March numbers, he had 20 regionals, okay, 23 divisions, 47 districts, 59 reps. I think they have 20 regionals. I think they promoted 23 divisions, 47 districts, because when these guys go district, they push up the divisions. And I think they got 60 licenses through their organization.
Organization says Baseshop.
I think that's him. That was just phenomenal.
I don't know. It's just crazy. And I saw what's really weird. Is this yours or mine? Mine. Okay. I was looking. There's a couple in Georgia, Lorenzo Carrion. And so I was looking at his numbers. I was like, what the hell? These are like really outsized numbers. Like he's doing 20, 30,000 of personal premium. He's doing 200K in the base. He's doing 150 recruits. He's licensing like crazy. And I was like, this doesn't, you just don't see this other than at Willie's organization. Make some calls, find out. This guy is networked to Willie and Willie's mentoring him.
Oh my
so he's got a random dude in Georgia that's doing the exact same numbers that people are doing in Florida, just because he's plugging into this system.
Wow.
It is crazy what these people are doing. So the convention is going to be hearing from couples like this, leaders like this, people in this organization, and we have to absorb as much of it as possible. Remember this, Shaq and I didn't come into a big base shop. We came into a very small base shop, but through hearing audios and the convention, we realized, hey, we don't have to subscribe to small. We can subscribe to big. And we started to search for every resource possible where that would allow us to get that information. We indoctrinated ourselves with that information, and that's how we exploded and grew our organization. Okay? So 2 weeks left. Let's hit it hard this week. Make sure you have a busy week. Come on through. 1, 2, 3.